Most people think intelligence is about knowing more facts, more tricks, more information. But if you really pay attention, intelligence is often just realizing that the world has been quietly training you to do simple things in the most inefficient way possible. And the strange part is, once you see the better way, you can never unsee it again. You start noticing that almost every daily frustration comes from invisible systems you inherited without questioning. The way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you work, the way you eat a thing. Someone handed you a script years ago, and you've been performing it automatically ever since. Today's video is about 10 ordinary things that reveal something bigger hiding within, because none of these are really about food or habits. They're about how humans accept back systems simply because everyone else does too. Number 10, elevators. Watch what happens when people walk into an elevator. Everyone stares silently at the door like NPCs, waiting for dialogue options. Nobody talks, nobody moves. The atmosphere feels weirdly tense even though nothing dangerous is happening, but the uncomfortable feeling isn't natural. It's engineered by architecture. Elevators force strangers into a tiny moving box with unclear social rules. Human brains hate unclear rules, so everybody defaults to the safest behavior possible: silence and stillness. But here's the interesting part. In buildings where elevators have mirrors, people report feeling less anxious and less impatient. Most people think the mirrors are there so you can fix your hair. They're not. Mirrors create the illusion of space and give your brain something solely acceptable to make at besides strangers. The mirror solves a psychological problem, not a cosmetic one. Once you realize that, you start seeing modern life differently. Half of civilization is just invisible emotional management. Number 9, alarm clocks. You think your alarm wakes you up. It doesn't. Your alarm interrupts your brain while it's trying to wake itself up naturally. That violent feel when the alarm hits and you feel like you've been dragged out of a grave. That's because you probably woke up in the wrong sleep stage. Humans sleep in cycles, roughly 90 minutes each. If your alarm explodes during deep sleep, your brain feels chemically damaged for the next hour. But if you wake at the end of a cycle, you often open your eyes seconds before the alarm even rings. Your body was already preparing itself. Ancient humans didn't use alarms. The brain evolved to anticipate sunrise gradually through temperature and light changes. Modern alarms are basically tiny panic attacks taxing on. That's why some people can sleep 8 hours and still feel exhausting while the others sleep 6 and feel completely alert. Wait, the number matters less than where you interrupt the cycle. Most of the nativity advice talks about discipline. Very little talks about timing. But timing quietly controls almost everything. Grocery stores are one of the most psychologically manipulative environments humans regularly enter, and almost nobody notices because the manipulation feels normal. The milk and eggs are always in the back, forcing you to walk past hundreds of unnecessary products first. The smell of fresh bread near the entrance isn't an accident either. Certain smells increase hunger and make you buy more impulsively. Slow music makes people walk slower. Wider aisles make expensive products feel more premium. Even shopping carts got larger over time because humans unconsciously calibrate buying behavior based on empty space. A half-empty giant cart makes your brain think you haven't bought enough yet. The terrifying part is that these tricks work even when you know about them. Awareness doesn't fully protect because your subconscious sees the environment faster than your conscious mind can argue with it. Civilization likes to imagine humans as rational creatures but put somebody in a warm lighting next to cinnamon bread and suddenly get buying artisanal vinegar for reasons nobody can explain. Number 7. If you bottle water, if you get billions studied Earth, they'll probably become obsessed with bottled water because it perfectly captures modern human psychology. In many cities, the tap water is tested more frequently and regulated more strictly than bottled water. Yet millions of people willingly pay thousands of times more per liter for water wrapped in plastic because the bottle feels cleaner. The key word is feels. Humans don't experience reality directly. We experience signals about reality. Branding, packaging, lighting, shape, sound. Studies have shown that people rate identical water differently depending on the bottle design. Same water, different story. Expensive restaurants know this too. That dramatic glass bottle arriving at your table changes how your brain experiences the taste before the water even touches your tongue. Humans don't just consume products, we consume narratives, and once you notice that, advertising becomes much more unsettling because you realize companies are rarely selling the object itself. They're selling identity, safety, status, aspiration. The object is just the delivery system. And the chairs. The modern chair might be one of the strangest objects humans ever normalized. Think about it. For almost all of human history, people squatted in it, crouched, climbed, and sat on the ground. Then industrial society arrived and suddenly millions began throwing themselves into 90-degree angles for 8 hours a day under fluorescent lights. Back pain and slowness appeared. Entire fitness industries emerged just to repair the damage caused by sitting still all day. The weirdest part is how quickly humans adapted psychologically. Abroad, office workers now describe movement itself as exhausting even though the human body evolved specifically for movement. Children naturally fit it constantly until schools train them not to. Civilization rewards stillness because still people are easier to organize, easier to supervise, easier to standardize. You can learn a disturbing amount about a society by studying what kinds of movement it discourages. Number 5. Notifications. Every notification on your phone is basically a tiny slot machine lever disguised as communication. Maybe it's important. And maybe it's meaningless. Your brain doesn't know yet, and uncertainty is incredibly addictive. Dopamine spikes strongest not when rewards arrive, but when rewards might arrive. Casinos discovered this decades ago. Social media industrialized it. That vibration in your pocket can interrupt conversations. If you grind. Meals. Studying even moments of genuine happiness because your nervous system has been trained to prioritize possibility over presence. And notice how modern apps rarely say exactly what happened. They say things like you have a new update or someone responded, just enough information to create curiosity, but not enough to satisfy it. So you tap again and again. Humans often imagine technology as tools we consciously use, but the more accurate description is co-evolution. The tools slowly reshape the human using them. Number 4, mirrors. Most people think mirrors show reality. Actually, mirrors show repetition. But the face you see in the mirror is reverse familiar and emotionally reverse because you spent your whole life adapting to it. But photographs often feel wrong because they show the version other people see instead. There's a strange psychological shock when your self-image hallucination is an external reality. This is why actors, politicians, and influencers become obsessed with controlling angles and lighting. Humans don't merely want to look good. They want consistency between identity and reflection. And so social media intensified this dramatically because now people don't just manage their real-life appearance. They manage dozens of digital reflections simultaneously, profiles, stories, photos, videos. Entire emotional lives can become organized around curating mirrors for strangers. Number 3, time. Ask a child how long a year feels and they'll describe something in dullness. Ask a 70-year-old and a year feels frighteningly small. This isn't just emotional. Your brain literally compresses repeated as shrinks time. Repetition shrinks it. That's why vacations feel long while routines disappear instantly in memory. When every day becomes predictable, your brain stops recording details because it assumes nothing can be hard. Then suddenly 5 years vanish and you genuinely cannot remember where they went. Adults often think time speeds up because they're older. But a deeper explanation is that many adults stop near enough novelty. Same roads, same conversations, same screens, same thoughts. But a shocking amount of human suffering comes not from pain itself, but from unnoticed sameness. Number 2, applause. Clapping is one of the strangest human behaviors when you think about it for more than 10 seconds. A group of primates repeatedly smashing their hands together to signal collective approval sounds completely absurd. Yet applause feels emotionally powerful because synchronized behavior creates social bonding. Humans are deeply tribal creatures. We constantly look for signals about whether the group approves, disapproves, includes, excludes. That's why public speaking terrifies people more than physical danger sometimes. Social rejection once genuinely threatened survival. Modern humans inherited ancient nervous systems built for tiny trials, for dropping into a world of stadiums, comment sections, follower counts. No wonder anxiety feels everywhere. Your brain thinks thousands of strangers evaluating you might actually kill you. Number 1, silence. Most people are terrified of silence without realizing it. What happens when there's a pause in conversation longer than a few seconds? Somebody rushes to fill it almost immediately. Music starts, funds appear, jokes emerge. Humans constantly generate noise because silence creates confrontation with unfiltered thought. And modern life is designed specifically to endless scrolling, endless podcasts, endless stimulation. Because once silence arrives, uncomfortable questions often arrive with it. Do you actually like your life? Are your goals even yours? Many people spend years optimizing routines without ever examining direction those routines are moving them toward. Silence threatens systems built on distraction because silence allows perception. And perception changes people. The strange thing is that none of these systems are completely evil. Supermarkets are convenient. Phones are useful. Chairs are comfortable. Notifications connect us. But comfort has a hidden cost when it becomes automatic. The real danger isn't manipulation itself. Humans have always lived inside systems. The danger is an unconsciousness. Moving through life without ever asking why things are arranged the way they are. Why certain habits feel normal. Why certain frustrations repeat endlessly. Because the moment you start questioning ordinary things, the world becomes very different. You realize civilization is not a fixed reality handed down from the sky. It's a collection of design choices. Psychological traits and inherited habits and invisible assumptions. And if enough assumptions can be questioned, then maybe your life can be redesigned too.